Somebody tell Wiz Khalifa that the tweak is heavy. Um, he had that song with the Christian Bale opening, and Christian Bale following the Loa Lamb wherever it goes, um, had an assault charge. His sister and his mom, 4 hours in jail, and let out on bail. So 100 divided by 6, you get 16.666. So something with his deal was the death in hell for 666, and then so that was probably something with the money. Um, and then the 16 as the Freemasons that get the stars, So and that's all represented by his sister and his mom's names. Um, the Jenny kind of represents the Forrest Gump that's showing that the Big Ben sign, because it's Forrest Gump, and Forrest Gump represents the man in black. Um, but it also represents something that Christian Bale is involved with is she thinks she's Diane Fossey, from JP Lost World 2 opening. And and all that's about saving the woman with the flood and everything, and notice the difference between Jeff Goldblum and um, you know Sam Neill. Sam Neill, I kind of saw last night is some of the lion symbolism that he might have actually knelt on the first day. So imagine everything that goes along with that, with like Lion King symbolism and all that. That would be like Lion King to the full extent. But I'm not trying to freak you out. Keep a mercy mindset. It's all good. Just remember my raps and stuff that we've gone over. But so um, it'll all work out. I think we're close to some sort of transitional period that people will notice. Because that Gretchen Whitmer was only on the TV for like 30 minutes when I saw it the morning of that October 8th. But and that represents the going into another age. But we're also dealing with some new kids on the block, sort of stuff. The LFO song, um, with like that creature that I went over that I showed that I got from my my salon and stuff. That it was the Wolverine one. The laminate was in that, or it was in the laminate. But and nothing bad. I just wanted to show that it was the Wolverine with the toad mouth and a Krishna and like connected to the Greys. Um, and that's what lands on Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's the head wound. And there's been a lapse. There's been a lapse because of this U-turn and stuff. It's been kind of a waiting period since I fell and broke my foot and my back. I have a lot of scrapes on my legs, but to actually break it, I know that there's going to be a landing on somebody. There's got to be, and like, I'm keeping a mercy mindset, and I'm keeping patient about it. As patient as six can be, Philadelphia. So but we're kind of going into that next phase of the healing of the women. All of them, will be healed in different ways too, because they're going to go to the wilderness and like notice how the names of like today and stuff even detracted from that. Like it's like they're saying like, oh, you think you're going to go to the wilderness? Well, we our names are even against what we are, like, sort of thing. And you know um because it's dealing with angels and it's dealing with earth symbolism and L lagging symbolism, the twisting the neoanthropist, twisting all those creatures we've gone over, because they drag you down by the tail and all that. Like thousands of angels have been dragged down by the tail, and they've been booted out of the ark, and we got to pray for them to come back and return like Malachi. Um, so, um, so then the Batman Begins scene with Gary Oldman, that when he meets Batman, the very first scene that he meets Batman with the stapler, notice the bitterness of that, because Batman, they twist and make him very bitter in every version of him. It doesn't matter who the director is, they'll make him bitter, and like they'll make him like dark, real dark humor type, kind of like how they do James Bond, but like the American version of that. And so um and like he had that whole thing with the cameraman, and then Wiz Khalifa made a song about it. So and Wiz Khalifa did Tweak is Heavy, because it's a tweak. And like, you know, Christian Bale, he might have had a girl that like, maybe isn't around anymore or something. Like they don't put everything on Wikipedia that they went through. Some of them, they switch realities too when they come to fruition. But some of them, they're born kind of into everything being set up for them, and then they do the burdens once they have to. Like once they're already in it, they're like, oh, you got in for free, so now you got to do this 16.666, and you'll suffer a little bit for it, but like you have to do it. And then Christian's like, okay, I'll do it. Or Christian's like, or it just happens, and it's just spiritual, and he just does it and doesn't even know it, that he did it. So, thank you. Have a good night. We're doing good. And God bless everybody. Trust in Lord Jesus. Thank you.